Hi everyone, and welcome back to the pepper greenhouse here at Windrider Farm. In today's video, I'd like to give you an update on the progress we've made so far with our pepper experiment. We have found so far that placing 2 peppers in a 5-gallon bucket has not affected the growth at all of these peppers. In fact, they seem to be doing very well. But we have had a major problem so far with insects. We have had no less than 6 different kinds of insects attacking our pepper plants. Although you're seeing a lot of new growth on the top of these pepper plants, what I'd like to do is show you the extent of the damage that these pepper plants had sustained before we got the insect problem under control. One of the first insects that we noticed was attacking our pepper plants was aphids. The aphids were then followed by ants. I also then started to notice whiteflies. So let me show you some of the things that I used when I first noticed this insect infestation. When I first noticed the aphids, I started using this insecticidal soap, which controlled the aphid problem very well. I used this every single day until the aphids were gone. Some people will tell you that you can just blast them with water, but there were so many of them that blasting them with water was not going to be an option for us. So the insecticidal soap I found was very effective. However, the insecticidal soap did nothing for the other pests that we were encountering. The next one that I used was neem oil, which I found was very effective on the whiteflies and the flea beetles. Unfortunately, there were still a few more insects that were attacking our plants that this didn't work on. Then we had to try something else. The next thing I ended up using was diatomaceous earth. The problem with the insecticidal soap and the neem oil is that it really wasn't eradicating any of the ants. So then I started using diatomaceous earth, hoping that that would work on the ants and any other kind of crawling insects that would attack our pepper plants. And the diatomaceous earth did work to a certain degree on the ants. Unfortunately, though, it wasn't working very well on the slugs, because it takes a very long time to kill them. So we had to try something else, because the slugs were doing a lot of damage while we were waiting for the diatomaceous earth to work. For those of you who've ever had to deal with slugs in your garden, you know they can do a lot of damage in a very short period of time. So what I had to do for the slugs is bring out the big guns. Not the neem oil, not the diatomaceous earth, but something else that I knew was going to be highly effective. Now, what I'm about to show you, I realize, is going to be very disturbing to some people, and I apologize. But this is the only way that I know of to get rid of slugs. Now I know there's probably somebody out there who's saying, I can't believe you just poured all that perfectly good beer onto the ground. And all I can do is ask for your forgiveness, because I know that probably made you very sad. But this makes me sad. So, the slugs have got to go. And I apologize if that was too disturbing to some of my audience. All joking aside, as you can understand, this was very distressing when we came out here a couple of weeks ago and saw all of these insects literally devouring all of our pepper plants. So if there's any positive takeaway from all of those insects attacking our pepper plants in our experiment, is that we now know what works very well against those insects. You can see from all of this new growth that the insecticidal soap worked very well against the whiteflies and the aphids. The neem oil also worked very well for any residual aphids that were left, and any whiteflies. The neem oil also worked very well against the flea beetles, and any of those other insects that we didn't see but were doing the damage. And the diatomaceous earth, although it was working very slowly, did get rid of a lot of the ants and a lot of the other insects, and by that I mean not beneficial insects, crawling around in the compost at the bottom of the buckets. And as far as the slugs, that's definitely a work in progress. But from previous years, I know that the beer works very well eradicating slugs. They're attracted to the beer and they go in and they drown. So I hope you found the information in today's video helpful if you're dealing with pests on your pepper plants also.